Hey guys, welcome to the Cringe Squadcast, and today I'm joined by Dylan,
Hello.
Russell,
Hello there.
Ryan,
Hello.
Chad,
Sup?
and Aidan.
Hey, what's up?
And I guess Russell, can you continue?
Gladly. So, anyway, guys, welcome to the third episode of the Cringe Squadcast. And as Vignesh said, welcome all these fantastic people to join us on this episode of the Cringe Squadcast. And today's episode will be certainly longer, I believe, than our previous two videos. This is going to be about our video games, and more in particular, we're going to be talking about video games that we played as a child, and maybe some that we want to talk about more into depth, and some that may have changed our lives a bit. So who wants to start us off?
How about you, Russell?
Alright then, I guess I'm just thrown into it. Alright. So I was introduced to video games, I think, around the age of 5, and the first one I ever actually played, I think, was Super Mario Bros. For the NES, and not the original NES version, even though that is, one of the best games of all time. I am talking about the Super Mario All-Stars version for the Super Nintendo, and that got me hooked on to video games for the rest of my life. Um, and I will always thank Mario All Stars for introducing me into the not only the Mario franchise but into video games in general. And eventually, I went back to obviously try out the other installments of the franchise, including their original counterparts for Mario's 1, 2, and 3. And another big one that had an influence on my life was Sonic the Hedgehog, especially Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Those are great games that I think anyone can pick up and play. And really, I think like those two are just quintessential games you should ever play before you die. So I say, Dylan, why don't you go next?
Righty, Russell. The first two games that I can remember playing at least, I was like around the age of 5 or 6, were Lego Batman, like the first one, and then Gears of War 2. Yeah, Lego Batman, I played that a lot, and I was obsessed with it. Played a lot with my siblings. And also, Gears of War 2 was a really fun game for me back then, and it still is to this day, like one of my favorite games. Yeah, just really fun to play, both of them. That's all I really have to say. So let's hand it off to Vignesh.
Okay, so the games that I played, the first games that I played are going to be Halo and Minecraft. So let me talk about Halo. So Halo is actually a really fun game that I played, I think in 4th grade. And it was actually really fun, and it was like I got really obsessed with it because it's one of those FPS games, first person shooter games that's so addictive, and like had a really good story in it, and it's actually really fun. I played on 4th grade and enjoyed it. And then the next game I'm actually gonna talk about is gonna be Minecraft. Like, it's obviously the classic amazing game. It's like everyone has Minecraft because it's an amazing game. It's one of those really family friendly games. You could like play with your siblings, play with your friends. It's one of those amazing games. And I guess if you really wanna, I actually enjoyed my childhood playing those two games. And yeah, that's what I gotta say. And I'll hand it over to Aiden.
Alright, games I'm going to be talking about is Lego Indiana Jones and Minecraft. I don't remember when I first played Lego Indiana Jones, but the earliest memory I have of it is playing it in my mom's car on my DS. Um, and then in Minecraft, a friend told me about it and I hated it, but then I played it and I actually liked it. And yeah, like Vignesh said, it's really fun and it's family, and you could like play with your siblings if you really wanted to, and and it's just like creative and you could do whatever you want. And I think that's kind of cool. So Yeah, that's about it. So, Ryan, you can go.
All right. So let me try and think. The first few games, or the first two games that I played, were probably Minecraft and Call of Duty. And so first, I'm gonna talk about Minecraft. So when I was younger, I used to go to this like daycare thing, and during the summer and breaks and stuff, we would always get to like bring our electronics, and so I would always play Minecraft with all of my friends there. And that was basically one of the first times that I started playing video games. And then Call of Duty, I played that, like, my dad gave me his old games for his PS3, and so I basically played all of them. And then also, my friend Levi, who sadly is not able to join us today, um, got me introduced to Call of Duty Zombies, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, all right, and then I will hand it over to Chad.
Thank you. Some of the games I'm going to be talking about are from like Nintendo and are from like mobile like games in general. So I'm going to start off with GTA 3. I think GTA 3 gave me like made most of my childhood because like, at that time like as a child for me, I wasn't really supposed to play, violent video games. So like let's say my friend, I went over to his house and he had it on his mobile phone and he just, he let me play it. It was a lot of fun, just, crashing into stuff, shooting things. And also I think Lego Star Wars, that was a really good game on the DS. I can't remember. I don't know if there's like different like kinds because I can't even remember the name. I just know it was Lego Star Wars, but it was a really fun game. Yeah, that's like basically my childhood.
All right, I think we got around to everyone.
I believe so.
All right, so now that we discussed games that we played like when we were younger, let's talk about games that we actually play now, like today.
I think
So,
what Dylan is talking about more specifically is games that, you know, are taking the world by storm. Everyone seems to be playing it, loving it, and, doesn't really care. They're just on the bandwagon, going along and having fun. More
yeah.
particular, we are going to be talking about Fortnite. Um, yeah,
Yes, that is what a lot of you are thinking right now. It is. We can all admit that it is really cringe and stupid a lot of the times. But honestly, like when you actually play the game with friends, it's really fun.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said,
Um,
there's a lot of cringy stuff to it that we
I
can
agree
all
with that.
agree to.
yeah, I think everyone can agree that most of the time, if you play Fortnite, you are gonna be losing interest within 10 minutes of playing it, and you're gonna put it down and go and do something else. I'm gonna guarantee that right now. But like Dylan said, there are some qualities to it. But honestly, for all of us, more recently, we have just started feeling a lot more that like Fortnite is becoming a little bit more boring. We have been playing it for a few years now.
We
Um,
basically, I think what Russell's trying to say, we expanded our range to a lot more games.
yeah, especially one that we're playing right now is a game called Rocket League, which is basically, hey, let's take the idea of like football or soccer, but instead of people, it's cars bashing into each other, trying to get this ball into a goal. And
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but Chad has actually been playing this for a while. He's taught us how to do some really cool stuff in the game. So yeah, he's been a pretty big help, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
and with Chad and all of our other friends, I think that's really what gaming is for. It's just to play around with your friends and have a good time. Granted, you might yell at them for being a piece of garbage, sometimes, but mostly it's just have fun and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in this on this episode can agree with that, and all of you guys that are watching it can also agree as well.
Yeah, I agree.
The game might be boring, like we said, or like I said, Fortnite getting pretty boring. But the thing that brings us back every single time is to hang out with all of our friends and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, this might be kind of a little bit of a turn to everyone else, but you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Board games are fun as well.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just really fun. Like, I think board games are basically 99% of the time mandatory that you're gonna have other people playing with you. The most notables are like Battleship and Uno, which are really fun, and I think honestly are way more fun than Fortnite, and a little bit more fun than Rocket League. But I think everyone can agree that if you just sat down and had a board, like just played like some Uno or again some Battleship, it would be a really great time. But anyway, back to the video games topic. Does anyone else really want to mention their opinions on Fortnite, Rocket League, and all the new games that are coming out?
Yeah, I think Chad was about to talk, so.
Sure, yeah. About Fortnite, I think the game, which is really overhyped, in the beginning of the year of its like release, I guess. And I guess that's what like the downfall of it was, just like the company Epic Games, just like not really putting in like in much effort as in they used to because of all these different because like if you think about it, every game you play is like the same every time. It just like comes with a reward if you try hard enough. And to me, that's like really good. I think Fortnite is a fun game. It's just like the hype of it was like really high, and then when it was like starting to get old a bit, it kind of like died down a bit. So that was
Yeah.
like my opinion on it. But it's
There-
still a really good game. I mean, like Fortnite has creative, and in creative you can do a lot of stuff and use your imagination. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Another thing is, about the game is the community. It makes it a lot worse.
Oh yeah, I can agree with
The
that.
community for that game
Yeah.
is god awful.
Yeah,
Although-
community, it could either be a good or a bad thing, but especially with Fortnite, it is a very bad thing.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Fortnite just sometimes their updates just get really repetitive, like the game does. Like
Yeah.
a game can get bad from under updating and also over updating as well. Like if you know what I mean.
I
Yeah, I
agree
agree
with
with that.
Dylan. Like
Yeah.
the community part, I agree because like Fortnite's like drizzled in the name of a 9-year-old. Like, because every time when you like hear the name Fortnite, you would kind of think of a little kid playing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
of the animation that the game is in, it's like pretty cartoony. Like let's compare Red Dead. Okay, Red Dead's a very I guess I could say a violent game, and like the graphics are amazing. But
Yeah.
Fortnite's like it's the graphics are different from like these two separate games. There's one's cartoonic and one's pretty realistic. So I
Yeah.
would like see little children definitely playing Fortnite because of its cartoony like animation.
Yeah,
I personally
agree.
agree with that, but I mean, that is a very good comparison, but I think a better comparison would honestly be between Fortnite and Call of Duty, because they're basically both the exact same game, just with slight differences in between. But yeah, exactly, Chad. Like
I agree, actually.
the points that you're bringing up about Red Dead and Fortnite, basically are the exact same with Call of Duty and Fortnite. It's like Call of Duty is the more
Yeah, I
realistic
actually agree.
game that teenagers are gonna play a lot. But then on the other side of on the flip side of the contrary, you have Fortnite that really seems like it's aiming more towards the teenager and especially kids. Especially with the cartoon aspect, and that most of the weapons in those games really don't exist in real life. If you actually like look at like a shotgun or an AR, they look most of the time in Fortnite nowhere close to how they look like in real life.
Yeah, and like
Sure.
all their like I guess
Yeah.
quotation marks like gadgets, like such as the grappler, like which is just like a plunger like tip just sticking on a gun. That's not
Although-
realistic at all.
Yeah, although Russell, I'll have to disagree on you with the guns because I mean a lot of the guns actually are based off of real weapons and actually look somewhat similar to their real life counterparts.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think.
but especially like if you look at like the tactical
Yeah, I agree with
shotgun,
Russell on that.
and like you can't find a tactical shotgun like that anywhere else in the world or in
Yeah,
real
that's true.
life.
Yeah, like
But
because some of the guns are obviously in real life, but like let's take for example like okay like the TAC SMG, like if you look at the style at it, it's just it's kind of okay. It looks like apocalyptic, as I could say. You wouldn't
yeah,
really find that in real life. It's just
Yeah, but I
real
mean,
life
you would
play.
find the AR or pump shotgun.
Yes, you would find the AR and the pump. Yeah, I agree with that.
but I think
Also,
even with those like the blue and under AR and like the pump shotgun,
Actually,
blue and
Russell, the blue
below
and under AR,
are
they are actually real weapons in real life.
well, okay, actually, I should have said like the scar and the pump. Those do exist, but I think Fortnite to kind of make sure that they don't, get sued for like being like too realistic, kind of made them a little bit more cartoony than they actually needed to be. When the blue and under AR basically looks like the exact same as a real M16.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
and
I agree.
I just don't get why
I
like they just go for. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a cartoon, like so basically you could kind of just do whatever you want, but um it's just like why do the cartoon aspect for some and yet not do it for others? It's kind of a real mixing quality in um between the two, like again comparing the blue and under AR to the scar. um I mean, yeah, they're both real guns that you can find in real life, but the blue and under AR looks like basically the exact like its real life counterpart. Where the scar, it looks very very close, but they do take some exaggerations with it. Like the magazine, it does not look like that in real life.
guys,
And
I'm sorry to stop, but we're going way off topic.
no, I know, but it's just
But
I'm
Russell, honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree because a lot of the scar basically looks like its real life counterpart, like almost
yeah, no,
100%.
no, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying like it's just like I mean, I guess that's what this whole podcast is about. It's just discussions, and sometimes discussions go on way too many two different topics.
Yeah.
also to
But
add, sorry to interrupt, but also to add on to that, see like Fortnite and PUBG also relate a lot because PUBG and Fortnite are mostly one of those loot and shoot games, and also charge shotgun obviously is not realistic as well, so I would choose one of those kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Vignesh.
yeah, I no, I don't. I exactly see where you're coming from with that. I'm just saying like some of the things about the scar are kind of taken a little bit too non-realistic, but most of the points about like most of the main
Really, just
points.
the look of the scar is the
Mm.
only thing not realistic about it.
Yeah,
Other
no,
than
no,
that, everything is
Yeah, I agree.
basically
yeah,
accurate.
yeah. No,
Anyways, let's stop talking about like weapons and
yeah,
realisticness. Let's go on talking about different games. Like let's talk about Red Dead and GTA, both Rockstar games.
yeah. Which, by the way, even though I haven't played an actual Red Dead game, it looks fantastic.
Is
Along with the latest GTA game, GTA 5, looks great. I think really Rockstar, you know, take yeah, sometimes they take it a little bit too far. But just most of the time, Rockstar pulls out a very makes a very good game, and I think especially with GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, they are both great, fantastic games. But what
I
about you
think.
guys?
Sorry to interrupt, but I think the one thing all of us can agree on, or at least anyone who plays Rockstar games, are that the servers absolutely suck.
Dude, they're
I
Oh
agree with
my
That
that.
I
god,
Wow,
agree.
they're
bro.
so
I
bad.
really
Honestly,
agree.
it's so
Really.
bad. Okay,
So
like
absolute garbage.
holy- like okay, like the bugs like range from like you just getting disconnected from like because there's this one time where there was just like you couldn't get on both games, like for example Red Dead Redemption or GTA 5 online at all. It would just immediately kick you out, and that was so bad. Like okay, I don't get
Yeah.
it with Rockstar's like company. Like you make a lot of money, but you don't invest in the time on your servers. I just
Yeah.
hate that. It's just bull.
Like if you look
Also-
at a game, like if you compare that to like Fortnite, the Fortnite servers are almost like 100% like perfect. Like
I agree.
you barely get disconnected from them. Like
I
they're
say like
really
it's a
good.
good 99.9% of the time that I join a Fortnite server, I never get kicked off of that. Never ever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
with
I
like,
agree.
but with like Rockstar games, especially GTA 5, it's like a 50-50 chance where you're gonna get kicked off or not. It is
I agree.
insane.
Yeah.
And also
Okay,
like Halo.
But I honestly think that the servers quality aside, I think the games, and everyone else can agree, I think almost everyone agrees with me on this, the games themselves are great. Server
They're great,
qualities
yeah.
are
100%.
absolute
Yeah,
garbage.
GTA 5 like came out in 2013, and that like at that time that quality was like pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And look at Red Dead Redemption now, like Red Dead Redemption 2, it like has amazing quality. I just they really outdid themselves. You know what I'm saying?
And the quality for GTA still stands today as a pretty good looking game.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Like the human textures are like amazing, especially
Like-
for a 2013 Xbox One game. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the game's nearly a decade old, like 7 years.
Yeah.
And yet having the best quality. Wow.
Like one of the best qualities I've seen out of more recent games. Same with Red Dead 2. Even though I personally really haven't played it that much, or at all, I still think that the game looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk about Rocket League now.
Yeah, I did mention
Okay.
it a bit. I think for this section we should talk about Rocket League and a certain mobile game that's actually kind of taken off a bit, and that is Among Us. But really, first off, let's get the Rocket League discussion out of the way. I think the game is amazing.
Yes, 100%.
I think it's a
It
way
is
more-
really-
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So look, I know the game's amazing and all, like with like like on how it works and how like you score the ball into the goal. Like I love that, but like I just hate that like that Rocket League is owned by Epic Games now. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so and they now they like kind of changed the system on where like now like it's an item shop thing, and like I don't really don't like that system on like just like because like the item you want like just may like not like appear at the like the item shop like for a very long time, and they also like took exclusive cars out of the Rocket League game, such as like for example like the McLaren or like
Like
let's
some of
say
the
the
movie ones,
1989 Batman, yeah, the movie
like the
themed cars. They
89
took that,
Batmobile, the Tumbler, the
yeah,
DeLorean, the
all of
Jurassic
that.
Park Jeeps.
Yeah, all of that. They took all that for no reason, and they say that they're going to put it in the item shop, but it's not in the item shop. So
So
it's just
far, it
like
hasn't happened yet. Maybe it might
that's
happen
what
sometime in the future.
that's just
but
like
so far,
personally
it
my
hasn't happened
problem.
yet.
That's just my problem with Rocket League, but it's a really great game. All right.
Yeah, I
See,
think
like,
I think I think the one problem with Rocket League is that, yeah, like you said, it is now technically owned by Epic Games, so now they're kind of squeezing more and more Fortnite stuff into there. Besides the main challenges that are out, which are the llama race challenges, which, by the way, even though I don't really like the llama stuff in general, I think the battle bus that they took, the battle bus that, so basically they took the battle bus and made it into a car into Rocket League. I think the skin for the battle bus is great.
I
Yeah.
agree.
But besides that, yeah, I don't really like the item shop. They really rarely put anything in there of interest, unless you just want to spend your money and give them more to Epic Games. I don't really like the fact, like you said, Chad, I don't like the fact that they're making it kind of more and more into Fortnite,
Thank you.
especially with
Yeah,
the
I agree.
item shop and the fact of basically, I mean, I guess the one good thing about Fortnite is that once they kind of quote unquote get rid of a skin, they don't really like take it out of the game in general. They will release it multiple times. Unlike Rocket League, where the only times that you get those movie exclusive cards as of now were during those we're doing those deals. I mean, granted, they have taken stuff. Fortnite, again, with like the weapons and stuff, they've taken stuff out of the game, but it's still technically in the game, like in the creative mode and stuff like that. But mostly in like the battle royale stuff, they take stuff out of there and like never really put it back in, except for like the drum gun and stuff like that. But
And
I see where the point that you're coming from, Chad.
to add
Thank
more
you.
to that, I guess like Rocket League is like a mix of card game and also like almost like in a sports game, which actually was almost a really good combination. It just in case you like racer games, plus you like entertain yourself with a sports game. I feel that that's really cool. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I'd say about Rocket League.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
100%
the
agree.
point I mentioned earlier. That's basically like let's take soccer, but instead of people, let's put cars in, and you have to like basically bash it with your roofs with the car in order to make it into a goal. Which I think
That's
that idea, it's simple, but genius. It's
yeah,
like
it's
let's
Yeah.
really
just take
fun.
something that's in real life, and let's put like a twist on it that probably would never happen, but it's fun. And I think that's the real
Yeah.
good thing about video games is that you can take stuff that's in real life and make it into where it couldn't happen in real life, but it's fun. Like, with the original Super Mario Brothers and the original Sonic the Hedgehog games, you've had, for Mario, you had a fat Italian plumber going after basically a dragon, per se, in order to save a princess. That's straight out of a fairy tale. And with Sonic, you get a blue hedgehog, a yellow fox with two tails, and a fat man building machines that have animal creatures inside of them that the main character has to go and destroy to save the animals. You would never hear this stuff happening in real life.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Yeah.
the great thing about video games is that you could take these ideas and then, make them into fruition in video game form, and most of the time, people will like it and enjoy it and play them over and over and over again and have a great time.
I would say the plus in video games is going to be like, the only thing I really, really love about video games are going to be the fact that you could play with your friends. It's actually really, really fun. Like it adds to that really amazingness, just plus more. So I really, really like, playing with friends and all those stuff. So I think that's probably the only best thing. Okay, it's obviously more, but it's actually like one of the best highlights of playing video games.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
like what
because
I mentioned earlier.
like a lot of us like in the group chat, like we don't live near each other. Like a lot of us have moved, and so yeah, it's a good way to connect and like still talk with each other and just play video games.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
Like, especially with quarantine going on, we obviously can't go around and start hanging out with each other. Especially with, like what Dylan said, some of us have moved. We can't, go out anymore and visit, like our friends and have a good day and just hang out with each other and play video games and stuff like that. We can't really do that anymore, which is why we kind of need video games in a way to kind of talk to them.
Yeah.
But really
Yeah.
quick, but I get that this is cool and all, but we need to kind of go back on the Rocket League discussion because we kind of just skid that over there.
I think we talked about everything we needed to about Rocket League.
Okay. So I guess we should kind of talk about Among Us now, which is um, it's kind of also taking the world by storm. It's actually getting, if you actually go on Twitch right now, which I know sounds kind of cringy for us, teenagers and stuff, but if you actually look on Twitch right now, Among Us has way more streamers playing it than Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because the last time I checked, I think Among Us had 320,000 like people watching streams of those guys, and Fortnite only had 181,000.
Totally agree.
Which kind of leads back to the point that I forgot who mentioned it, that Fortnite was kind of dying down again. I think around season 8 or 9, it kind of started dying down again, and then around season 10, It kind of came back, and then with Chapter 2, Season 1.
Actually, Russell, I kind of disagree. Season 10, that was an all-time low for the game. Like that was god
Yeah,
awful.
now that you
Oh
mention
my
it,
god, yeah, that was
that was an
It
terrible.
all-time
was
low.
terrible.
All of
Trash.
us,
Terrible as
all
heck.
of us quit it.
Yeah, all of us quit
on
after
Fortnite.
like maybe the first like 2 or 3 weeks.
I think
Some of us not even.
And especially
because I
when
think
Disney
the, I
was
think the
renovated.
the big thing that they were trying to push with Season 10 was that they brought Dusty Depot back, the original Dusty Depot.
It was a
Okay.
terrible ending for Chapter 1.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
was just-
I mean, I get the idea of bringing back old
Yep.
like locations from the older seasons, but don't bring back one location. You know,
They added stupid twists to a lot of them, like you become a prop if you crouch, or like you had to dance every couple of seconds.
like Greasy Grove came back, but all of a sudden add this stupid taco gimmick.
Yeah, you had to. That was the place I was talking about, like where you dance. It's kind of like a boogie bomb.
And
There's
then
a-
Paradise, I think, was a thing for since Season 7, 8.
Paradise was in since season 5,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
since Season 5.
Tilted
But
and
was
since,
also-
but
it
in
was
Season
combined
10,
with Moisty Meyer.
Yep.
Tilted,
Yeah.
And
Tilted was
then,
also like
for
Yeah.
some
overlapping.
reason
You can
in
only
season,
find-
oh, and Vignesh just left. But for some reason in Season 10, they decided that every time you crouch in the area, you just turn into a prop. And it wasn't like you see like a toilet or something, and once you crouch, you become that toilet for the rest of the time you're in that area. It's always randomized. So let's say you become a toilet in like a building or something, and like, oh, I can use this, and so you uncrouch and you crouch again, and then all of a sudden you're a car.
Yeah,
It's so inconvenient. Like, I feel like the actual prop idea was a good idea. I think they ruined it by every time you crouch, it's a different prop.
yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, going off, but really quickly to end the Fortnite discussion for the video for this episode, I think, like Dylan said, Season 10 was an all-time low. And then
Definitely.
by like Chapter 2, Season 1, it actually kind of started bringing it back for a lot of people, including us, because we're like, okay, they might be doing something new with Fortnite. You know, they've changed up the map basically completely, and redesigned basically almost every asset about it. And then Chapter 2, Season 2, and then Season 3 were good for the most part, except for little things here and there. And now I feel like Chapter 2, Season 4, granted, it's Marvel stuff, so you're gonna get all the kids back in with the whole Marvel gimmick. But one, you've already done this before, so now you're just kind of catching in on your own ideas. Not good. And two, I feel like it's on a downward spiral again. Because, like
Although,
I said,
actually, I'll have to say this: I feel like Chapter 2 has gotten a little better each season.
yeah. Where
Because season 1, there wasn't really much to do besides a new map. Like after that, I mean, now what? In Chapter 2 or Season 2, there was a lot of broken weapons and henchmen.
Mhm.
Season 3, it was
Oh yeah.
kind of boring. It was like
Everybody.
meh, like they added sharks, whatever.
Yeah.
Season 4, they added a really good loot pool, and there's a lot of like cool stuff
Yeah, and
to
there's
do.
like
with your life.
different like modes where you could, I guess, use power
Yeah.
ups.
Mhm.
Got back
Super
to Marvel
enemies
power
and
ups.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to say something, but like, so this will be quick. Anyways, but I think the worst season for me was like Chapter 2, Season 2, because like I agree with Dylan so much on this, like on like the henchmen and like overpowered weapons, because like just think about it, like you're like, what if you don't like get like, because you know how like the loot's just all randomized, and it's like you don't know what to get, like.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like kind of frustrating. Like you would put this overpowered weapon in the game, and like it's only one overpowered weapon. I mean, sure, there's like different kinds, but it's only one of that kind. So, and it's like really overpowered. So you could really like, because what if a squad could get all 4 of those weapons, and they could just easily beat everybody? Like that's insane. And also the henchmen have crazy aimbot. That's just,
Yeah,
I hate.
I'm
that
glad they
so
changed
much.
that over the seasons. And like
Yeah, I agree.
going back on the mythic weapons is, I feel like the reason they were so overpowered is because that was the first time Fortnite's really added mythic weapons in Battle Royale. They didn't really know what would be like, like
Yeah,
the perfect
that's like-
balance for it.
I mean, like, I guess the Infinity Blade, I mean, it was a mythic weapon, but, like, it wasn't really official. I think it was like an event thing, right? If I'm
No,
right.
it was actually in normal game modes.
Oh, it was in normal game modes. Okay, wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
especially like the
You see,
the Infinity Sword or whatever it was called.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Uh,
was
that
overpowered.
was
That was terrible.
Yeah.
absolutely overpowered.
Yeah,
So you would see like
really.
90% of the whole like game go straight to Polar Peak, and you're like, well, they're going for the Infinity Sword or whatever the hell it's called, and then
Mhm.
they'll get killed like instantly. Like everyone would start like pickaxing each other, just trying to kill each other over this one sword that's overpowered as hell. And the thing was, is that it, like, damage wise, it was great. Actually trying to use it, it freaking sucked. Cause
It's
you have to take
unfair.
like these
It
like
also
long
heals you
ass,
too.
Yeah.
yeah, like you have to take these long ass swings like each time, and then have to wait for it to like pick it up from the ground and get ready in order to swing again. And by the time, people would probably shotgun you like 3 or 4 times. And then
Actually,
by the
that
time,
wasn't usually the case because the Infinity Blade actually gave you 400 health total, and each swing did 75 damage and pushed people back, so they didn't really have time to shoot back.
I mean, yeah, but like again, like you wouldn't kill them, but you would do damage on them still. So might as well just not pick up the sword at all and just go for just regular battle royale, like has been for like the last like 6 seasons.
I agree what Russell is trying to say, like, cause I mean, you wouldn't want to die in the beginning of the game just going for some stupid sword.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, really, let's just get off the Fortnite conversation because people are probably thinking of us as way too cringy right now. So let's talk about the.
Who
Let's talk
cares?
about. Yeah, true. Let's talk about Among Us, which is a great twist, I believe. Is a great version of the murder mystery story. Which, if any of you guys haven't heard of it, which is probably none of you, but just in case, Among Us is basically you get set up with a group of people. You can change it to like how many people you want. I think the lowest you can get is 4 people. But you get set up with a group of people, and there's either 1, 2, or 3 imposters, which are basically the murderers in this game. And you got what everyone has to try and do is to have to do tasks along the ship, and also trying to figure out who the imposters are. And along the way, imposters will try and kill people, and there's no real detective. Everyone is just innocent except for the 3 or how many imposters you guys what the game has. And the crewmate's goal is to get all the imposters out. While they slowly kill people, and for the imposters to just basically kill everyone. But anyway, what is your guys' opinion on it? Because for me personally, I think it, like I said, it's a great version of the murder mystery story, like Clue or Murder on Gmod, or really any kind of murder mystery version that's out there on the internet. So, like, what do you guys think
Yeah,
of Among Us?
I
I like it.
really love it.
For me, it's a good game. It's just like the most stressful part is that if you're not imposter and you just get, ejected, that's just like, frustrating as hell. Cause like,
Oh yeah.
cause you have to be really
Yeah.
convincing. Also like as imposter, and if you're not imposter, like it's just like you just have to be a really good liar.
And there
Uh,
are also a lot of stupid people in that game.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
control you by just
yeah.
pressing the emergency button like nonstop, or just eject you for no reason, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Also,
Or the
actually, the
imposters
only
just
thing
come up and like murder you, and then you're like, well,
You just-
there goes that. Now I just have to be a ghost and do task and crap like that.
The thing I like about the game has to be the fact that you could like your text, almost like type, like especially really one of those free flexible games you could type and try to like talk to other teammates, one of those like really good stuff.
I
And
agree.
also the fact that it's really free. And I was actually surprised to find it's free on Android. I didn't even know that it was free on Android, and I was so surprised. And so actually I really love the game, and I think it's like really fun and like one of the best murder mystery games.
Yeah, I
yeah.
can agree. The one thing I
Also,
don't,
oh sorry, Andy, you speak.
the one thing I don't like about it is you can have like a lot of good points against someone, and then someone can just like say that you vented or something, or they saw you kill someone, and then you could just get voted off. Like,
I
Yeah,
know.
it's
You
dumb.
just really can't play with random people. It's
yeah.
not good. You
Or
need
you
to
have to
always play
like
with
play
friends.
really, really well, and you have to strategize
Yeah.
like hell hard.
Oh, I
That's
think on why it's okay. Sorry. I think on why Among Us got so popular was like from Vignesh's like statement. It was on Android and like it's free. I think that's how it got big. It was
and
free.
iPhone.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
iPhone.
on all
It was
devices.
like yeah. Like it's a really good game and it's free. I think that's what boosted its popularity the most.
And even if
And
you
you
had to,
know,
like, for like
oh,
Steam
sorry
and like
about that.
Xbox, even when you had to pay for it, it was only like $5.
Yeah.
So it was not only a free game, but it was also, if you had to pay for it, it was a very cheap game. And the
I mean, I
quality of
wouldn't
it for a
personally.
quote unquote mobile game is really good. If you actually think about it.
I wouldn't personally pay for the game $5. I mean, I'll probably just play it on phone, and it's still really good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
Yeah.
wouldn't
honestly,
like.
like,
I wouldn't also
I
pay
like
for
the
five
fact that
dollars on
it's
it.
free on I like the fact that it's free on mobile, but I think honestly, for this kind of game, I think it would honestly work better for you to be playing on a controller on a big screen, instead of basically half of the screen being like you can see stuff, and then the other half being like your fingers like trying to play the game.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just to end this whole Among Us discussion, I would just like to leave it off with one last thing.
Go
If
ahead.
you load into a game and you're not imposter, don't be that guy. Don't leave. Just come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
because
bad sportsmanship.
we have
Really.
always had that situation. At least one game when as soon as you get a crewmate, you just leave. Screw this.
That's murder
I mean-
mystery on Minecraft for me. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Because come on, like, what
Absolutely.
if you're an imposter and then you just see like 5 people leave your server? Like, it's not going to be as fun for the imposter.
Yeah, that would be really frustrating. I agree with Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like, well, what's the point of me joining in the first place?
exactly. It's just like really like for other people, it's not even this fun.
Again, it's like what I'm saying. You need to play with friends.
Yeah. All right, let's lead into our next topic. What games have changed our life for the better or the worst? Does anyone want to take
Yes,
on
I
that?
would say.
I guess I'll
Yeah, I would
start.
say. Okay.
Like I said earlier, I guess my games that have kind of changed my life was not only the original Mario and Sonic games, like the original consoles, but honestly, kind of some of these newer ones. I think mostly for me it was Minecraft, because I think that was the first game for most of us that kind of teached us about online play. Because yeah, obviously games before like the Mario and the Sonic games, you've had local co-op or like local play, which means like you can have like a person sitting next to you, like a person sitting next to you with the controller and stuff, and just sitting there doing 2-player and stuff like that. But I think for most of us, Minecraft was the first game that kind of showed us, or kind of taught us, what online play was. Like, you could go on, hang out with your friends, and either, build a house and kill zombies, or go into creative mode and just build whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think Minecraft, I really give Minecraft credit for that, and it kind of just showed all of us, what really online play was. So, don't wanna you be the next one to kind of talk about your opinion?
I think that we can all, or at least most of us, can agree that Lego games were a big part of us growing up. Like at
Yeah.
least like
Yeah.
younger, like when we were a
And we're
lot
not
younger.
talking about. I mean, we're not gonna be talking about like Lego Island or any of the the Lego games from like the '90s or like the mid to late 2000s, because really we don't remember that. We're talking about more of the games that came out in terms of the 2010s, or maybe some of the themed like
Actually,
movies.
some a little before, like the Lego Batman.
Yeah,
Like I'm pretty sure that was 2008.
yeah, like late.
Same with like Lego Star Wars.
like very late 2000s,
I agree.
and like basically the whole 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one that really comes into my mind for Lego games is one Lego Island, but again, that's like 1997. But one that really comes into my mind that was kind of recent was Lego Undercover, which was a really actually great game that basically took, hey, what's this take what was good about GTA, especially GTA 5, and make it for kids. And what's the most like harmless thing that we can make for kids that kind of we can do GTA for? I got it, Legos. And they basically combined those two and made it into a game, and I think what they made was absolutely great. But
Yeah.
also like some of the
Also,
theme like the themed ones as well. Like for me, it was all 100% Lego Star Wars. Because Lego Star Wars, especially for me, was the original trilogy. Um, Even though I had the complete saga version of all of them, I personally prefer the original trilogy. Um, and maybe it's just because I like the original trilogy more than the prequel trilogy. But anyway, I just think that Lego Star Wars for me was, along with Lego Underground or Lego Undercover, I should say, were both really good Lego games. But anyways, Dylan, sorry for taking that away from you.
Actually, I just like to say we've interrupted Vignesh so many times. So Vignesh, what were you about to
I
say?
apologize.
okay.
to
Yeah.
Vignesh.
Okay, it's fine. But so yeah, the games. Okay, the one Lego game that I really enjoyed is a 2017 Lego World. It's actually like it came in Xbox, and I really enjoyed it. It's one of those like mix of Minecraft and Lego, but extra fun, like with like really cool animated weapons and like Lego weapons, and you're just exploring around, exploring new worlds, getting gold. I really love that game. Probably one of my favorite Lego game ever. And the second comes gonna be Batman Lego, which is actually a really good game as well. And I guess that's all I could say.
All right. So, does anyone else want to leave a final? Like, anyone want to talk about another video game that like changed your life for the better or worse?
Yeah. This one, I mean, it didn't like change my life, but just what Russell said about the Lego Undercover game. Yeah, I got that like a long time ago, and it was really fun. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but yeah, I remember that. It was pretty fun.
Stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So if that's it, then let's go on to our next part of the agenda. Let's remind the viewers of the guest star system and recommending podcast ideas. So if you want to be on an episode, just message Russell on Instagram. He'll leave his name down in the description. And then, yeah, just message him saying, "Hey, I want to be on one of your videos," and then we'll just give you we'll basically tell you what episodes are in the future, and you can select when you want to be on. And another
And
thing is, sorry to interrupt, just one more thing. If you want to recommend a podcast idea, also just send that over to Russell.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, if you wanna also suggest an idea, also message me on Instagram. Which again will be down in the description below of this episode. And if it's a good enough idea that we can work into a later episode, we will totally do that.
Yeah. So, final thing on the agenda, I believe, is our sneak peek on the next episode, which will be the movie discussion.
Oh boy, I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah.
Really.
Russell actually reviews a ton of movies on his channel, so check that out.
Yeah, and subscribe to his channel.
Mhm. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and I'm actually excited for basically everyone else who would join on the next episode. To kind of reveal what movies, because basically the movie discussion will basically be the exact same as this episode, but on movies and also TV shows as well.
And also, just know that Russell will be talking like 99% of the next episode.
Yep.
Russell
I
knows
certainly will.
so much about like basically like any movie.
Because he
Yeah.
reviews 1,000.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Um, Which, by the way, I guess I can kind of sneak peek this on this video, that I will actually be starting on my channel, I believe around tomorrow, my first actual annual Halloween season for my channel, which is basically going to be me reviewing once every week, me reviewing a certain Halloween-themed movie until the 31st of October. So stay tuned on that for my channel.
And one last thing we did not mention in the podcast yet is Franco actually wants to. He can't be here in this episode, but he will be here on episode 5 once again, October 16th. But he basically wanted me to say that some games that he really enjoyed playing are like Mario 3D All Stars. Like his favorite game is Mario Galaxy on 3D All Stars.
Yeah.
I think
He just wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
most
really,
Mario
to
games.
really quickly talk about that, since I do have the game as well. I think honestly, all three of those games are great, but especially Mario Galaxy is one of my favorite games of all time.
So
yeah.
I believe that is everything.
Yep. So
Does anyone else want to add on any last thing?
Nothing.
I guess not.
Alrighty then. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Cringe Squadcast. The say our final goodbyes. Dylan.
Yeah, just thank you guys for watching, and all of our episodes have been doing great so far, and we just really appreciate it.
We
Oh
really
yeah,
appreciate it.
really quickly, actually, before we end this episode, I want to quickly talk about the actual, the overall, what's the word? Like the
Analytics?
Yeah, the analytics for the second episode, which again, you guys blew it out of the water with this one.
Yeah.
Again,
Really, thank you.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I think actually the
400.
first one is actually over a 200 views. Which
And it's really close to 300, actually. Like, it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're
And
really
the
excited.
second,
Oh
the
my
second
god, bro!
episode
300 people watched this video.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of
our
insane.
second video has around, like, 140, 150 views. That actually did pretty good, too.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm checking the analytics for both episodes. The first one is at 250 views.
Wow.
And the second episode is at 147. So overall, around 380 views.
That's a
Jeez.
So
300 people, bro. That's a
Yep.
lot, man.
So
We really appreciate it.
I think everyone on this chat will all thank you guys so much for the support.
Yes.
And then this really makes us want to do more episodes, because now, you know, we want to do way more episodes, and you know, this gives us like the idea of making, hey, people really like this sort of stuff. Let's do more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
people are actually watching this stuff.
Also, one last thing. Sorry about the late upload on this video. Just some of us weren't available till a later time. So, yeah, just quick heads up.
But yeah. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for next week on Friday. On the usual schedule around 4 or 5 p.m. Where we're gonna be talking about the movie/TV discussion. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys for the next video.
See ya.
Stay
So
tuned.
long for
See ya.
now.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.